Well, this could be very interesting. Chimera on pole. Toxic Fusion alongside of him. Dr. Vader in third. ERL of the first 5 spots. Let's see if it'll be the same at the end of the race. I'm going to be unbiased. We have 2 lights, 3 lights, 4 lights, 5 lights. And lights out. And away we go. Chimera gets a good getaway. Seems okay in the mid-pack. Kingly Diagram is overtaken. ERL Kiva. No, he hasn't, Marvin, sorry. Keeps in front. It seems quite clean. We got Toros a bit wide in the background. So JRT Science has got a bit of lag to him. But Chimera still is. We've got Torosso in the wall. I think, yeah. Maybe, I'm not sure because we just saw. I don't know. So, Chimera leads from Toxic Fusion. Vader, Marvin. Somebody has dropped back off the start. Nico has gone from 4th to 6th. Kingly Diagram and Marvin move up to 4th and 5th. I'm Ross Rowe has made 2 positions. Dragon Pro has lost 2. And he's getting in. He's getting in here with Alpha and Ross Rowe. Ross Rowe deals with Alpha. And now Dragon Pro down the inside of his own teammate, technically. They are side by side. And does he make the pass? I can't probably tell. He does. So, ERL Chimera leading from Toxic Fusion. Dr. Vader in P3. ELML Marvin in 4th. The 2 Salbers look very close as JRT Science gets a penalty for speeding in the pit lane. As, Dopix is OP. Almost has his own little accident there. We've got Dragon Pro in 9th. PRT Alpha right behind him. But he have a look himself. He has a little nosy on the inside. He locks up. Bit of a nudge into the side pod, but nothing too extreme, but it's fine. ERL have the top 4. Kiva as well has overtaken Nico, Zemo, and Rogue. Specs side by side. Specs back down the inside. And Specs takes the position. At the front, though, interestingly enough, Toxic Fusion has took a bit back into Chimera this lap. Top 3 separated by just around a second. Now, it'd be interesting if these guys want to battle for personal pride or if they'll just keep together. Because if these guys start going at it, there could be a very, very interesting some moments here. Vader, 4/10 behind his actual on-track teammate. Toxic Fusion, ERL Marvin already has a penalty. I'm not sure exactly if the guys take penalties into account, but I can assume so. Seems pretty calm. I didn't really see. Chimera has pulled out the DRS range because that would be necessary for this race. We've got Nico and Kiva going side by side. And Nico takes the position from Kiva. And Bobby Ben has dropped behind Dopex OP. He's had a spin. Well. Just had a little spin. That's, I think, all the points are getting tied up at the end. I mean, right now, to be fair, unless Kingly Diagram can get in between this top 4, I think it really matters, to be honest. Chimera over the line. Sets new fast lap of the race. 1 minute 14.778. Toxic Fusion, 4/10 in clear in front of ERL Dr. Vader. ERL Marvin just behind. Marvin, of course, already has that penalty. And here comes Vader. Will they actually fight? That is the question, because these guys fight, take each other out. That's a big down for ERL. Side by side. Vader on the inside. Oh, it's close. It's close. It almost looks like contact. Looks like Vader, though, I think is going to clear him, has he? Still together, still side by side. Down the inside goes Vader. They're still side by side. I think Vader gives him a little shove there. I think, yes, Vader has now taken P2 away from his tree mate. Interesting. And Kingley as well, he's being disconnected from this group. Now, will Marvin get in front of Toxic as well? These guys, all teammates. And if they come together, then, well, anything can happen. That's all I'm going to say. Chimera, another fastest lap. He's pulled the gap to 2.3 seconds in front of ERL Dr. Vader. Alpha, 2/10 behind Dragon Pro. These guys need to try and break into this top 4. They need to try and get right up there with the leaders. Because otherwise, this is going to be a washout. Comes Alpha, has a dive up the inside. No offense made, but that wasn't really intelligent. There wasn't really enough room to go in for that. But he's got the move, and if these guys are supposed to be on the same team, bit of dysfunctionality here. In fact, Dragon has a go down the inside. That was a very Daniel Ricciardo-esque move, and gives it a proper shove on the exit. Kingley definitely looks like he's got some decent pace. Here, getting a bit of snap over. I think that's quite a common thing. Everybody seems to have a bit of the old snap. Closest battle here is between Alpha and Dragon Pro. Alpha has another snap. I think that has now sorted itself out. Just behind them, we have Bobby Ben. We've got Reese Simo LFC, who has a little snap there. That's possibly a warning. Alpha, 2/10. There's Bobby Ben, picks the penalty. It's not that hard of a circuit to pick up penalties at. We get a flag in the sector. JRT Science. And we have, oh, that's, yeah, the rain is gone. The rain has already cleared up. This, well, this is something that was, so I got misinformed, basically. Rogue Specs in front of Reese, Simo LFC, Dopex is OP on the back of them. Dopex gets a good drive on Reese. I like the helicopter cam here. Dopex down the inside. Retakes. Moves into P13. And we go, yeah, flag sector 2. JRT Science is out. I think Dopex has made another mistake. He's lost back out to Reese, Simo LFC. We have Penalty Alpha still 2/10 behind Dragon Pro. It's fine. Alpha took a lot of inside apex. And in fact, they're going to have a look here. Dragon Pro leaves him absolutely no room to go down the inside. That was very, very rude. And that's even ruder. There is some serious work here because Bobby Ben now sizing up Alpha. SV Bobby Ben to be exact. Dopex OP gets past Reese Simo on the straight. Will Reese have a come back at him? No, he doesn't. Dopex clears the position. Looks like though these three are looking like the most close battle on the track. We have Nico on the back of Kingley diagram for 5th and 6th. And I think Kingley's made a mistake on the contact. Army of DRS enabled. Mirror, Vader, Kavar into the pits. Dragon Pro and his Alpha. Anybody who stayed out, this may be their race. Fusion stayed out. Nico stayed out. These guys are going to lose a good few seconds being out of this pits. Mirror goes onto the ultra soft tyres. Vader onto the supers. Marvin onto the supers. Ultras also on Kavar. Softs on Dragon Pro. Ultras on Alpha. But Toxic Depends really. That track looks very dry now. The diagram is falling behind Bobby Ben, and yeah, that was a move that was quite easy there for Kingley. DRS, nowhere worried. Dragon Pro picks up a penalty for warnings. He's falling behind Alpha, and they both fall off the circuit. And here comes Dragon Pro back past Alpha. These two, a good feeling, could be together for quite a lot of the race. Chimera's already got past Bobby Ben, and now clears. Kingley diagram, yes, I can't tell. Yes, he has. He comes into the pits. I assume, yes, he does. So Kingley comes in. The order is zoomed at the top. Toxic also into the pits. He's going to drop along quite a bit down for him. So this is where things get interesting now. Vader gets penalty for multiple warnings. Toxic is half a second. Okay, he hasn't lost out too bad. He's behind Marvin. So it isn't too bad for him. He's sort of started a bit. See a bird or something flying around in the background. Nico, though, has a look. I'm Rossrow pits for penalty on the back of Kivar. So it's Sauber versus Ferrari. But the thing about all this, the accident for Kingley has now left the top 6 of ERL drivers. We've got as well, oh yes, got P12 and 13. Sorry, yellow flag sector 2. Kingley. There's the yellow flag. I wonder if just somebody made a mistake or some debris. Alpha and Dragon Pro still going at it over 7th and 8th. I'm going to leave that battle for 12th and 13th on an easy quick select. As I watch these two, also Kivar and Nico. There. Alpha picks up a penalty. Gets in the DRS of Dragon Pro. The Ultras. Surely this should just be an easy pass. No, it's not. No, he backs out of it. Interesting. I think these two just won a battle, I think. We've got, oh, hello, Nico and Kivar. And Nico, even though he's on the supposed slower tyre, passes there, and Toxic has got Marvin as well. There's a lot of battles here. Dragon Pro and Alpha still going at it over 12th, over 7th and 8th. This is top than the JRT boys. Bragging rights against the side your team. Dopex and Rogue 11th and 12th together as well. Chimera with a fast lap of the 1 minute 7.3. Now we're starting to get into true ultra soft lap times. Chimera 107.1 as well. These guys, the top 6, are completely at somewhere else. They are in another country, I think, right now. Alpha has a look on Dragon Pro. Now, in the slipstream, will he finally get the move done? XOP picks up a penalty. He does, but now Dragon Pro will have a go, using DRS to get back through. And if Alpha runs wide out there, this is just deja vu. Literally deja vu there, then. But will Alpha be able to have a go back under? No, he does not. So Dragon Pro retakes P7. Marvin here as well. 8/10 behind Toxic Fusion. This battle for 3rd and 4th. These guys are basically another continent. Another yellow flag sector 2. Can't see any reason behind it. Nobody's dropping back. We got... Oh, here we go. Got Bobby Ben sizing up Alpha. As a look. Nico with a fast lap of the race. 1 minute 6.8. As somebody went very wide. That'd be it. I'll be Dragon Pro. Goes wide. We switch on board with Bobby Ben. Down Alpha. Gives it a lunge into turn 1. Gives Dragon Pro the shove. Bobby Ben goes through. And he takes the pair of them. But down is turn 2. Bobby Ben goes very defensive. Dragon Pro shoots one. And he shoots it off the circuit. And this is also left Kingley diagram to get back inside of the battle. Kingley's done 2. Will he get 3? No DRS to Bobby Ben. I'm Rosro has retired from the session. And yes, Kingley Diagram does all 3. Great work there from Kingley Diagram. Marvin here. 4 tenths behind. Yellow flag in the first sector. Again, there's a driver coming out of the pit lane. That's Rosro. I see Rosro retired in the pit lane then. Shave him. DRS from Marvin. I'm going to have to cut back to this battle for 7th because I can't really leave it alone, can I? It's 4 cars. All the JRT guys going at it. Oh, it's close. It's 1, 2, 3, 4 of them. Here goes Bobby Ben down the inside. Sorry, it's Dragon Pro. And Dragon Pro gives Kingley Diagram a bit of a shove. And Dragon Pro, they are close. They are close. And, oh, it's Bodge. This is... I'll tell you what, we made a... Oh! Alpha! I think, yes, he is. Alpha's off in the wall. Wing damage. Oh, boy. Well, it was fun while it lasted, lads. But now at least Kingley Diagram back to the top of these lot because, of course, Kingley had that little issue. Into the pits comes Dragon Pro. As Reese, Simo, and Rogue Specs go into battle, but it doesn't like it's going to last very long between these two either. We're already on lap 14 of 36. Tell us in chat what the, sure. Tell us in the chats your reaction to this race so far. We've got Dopex and Bobby Ben and Kingley Diagram still going at it. Seventh, 8th, and 9th separated by just around a second. That is true. JRT Something Meatball just said, if we can't win in terms of pace, we'll at least win in terms of entertainment. But, well, they got that factor out of the way, didn't they? Here comes Bobby Ben. Back. Down the inside of Kingley Diagram. Into turn 1. Couldn't really get a clean view of that. Gives Kingley a bit of a shove. We'll get the second dosage of DRS on the straight. DRS very, very OP on this straight. Has a look. And Dopex, massive lock up down the side. And he's missed the corner. Now, on board with Kingley Diagram. Goes to the inside. Look at Bobby over trying to give him a swipe on the apex. And through. Yes, Kingley. Goes back ahead of Bobby Ben. The battle for... Oh, Marvin! Marvin's on the wall. Oh, dear. Well, that is a change, isn't it? That definitely spices up everything, doesn't it? If that's... That... I'm going to say this again. Marvin takes his wing off in the pit lane. Not quite off, but I think he's trying to retire himself. Get him off the camera. But then, down the inside, Kingley Diagram gets a penalty. I think this is second of the race so far. He does a ERL Esports and has finally retired his car. I'll tell you what, the JRT guys, like I said, they may not be winning on pace, but at least they're winning on entertainment. They are providing some fantastic battling here. 11 in the slipstream with DRS. He will have a look for that position. Nothing quite yet. Aaron Marvin has left the session. For him while it lasted. And Key Mirror Started on the super soft tyres. Super soft. Started on the ultra soft tyres. Well, I didn't start on them, but you know what I mean. Went from the inters to the ultra softs. Now goes on to the soft compounded tyres. That'll be him then to the end of the race. Will he come out for the Kingly diagram? I'm fairly confident he will. Yes, he does. By an absolute margin as well. By Ben, half a second behind Kingly diagram. These two. Closest battle on the field. Dopex SOP just behind them. By Ben gaining. Using that DRS. Doesn't quite get there though. Will he have another look? Dragon Pro on the super soft tyres. It's fast lap of the race. He's that consolation prize there for JRT. Of course, we are waiting for Vader, Toxic, Nico, and Kivar to pit. Obviously, what tyres they go on. We don't know the set of super softs. If so, I don't see that tyre, but Dragon Pro's lasting much longer. Boy, Ben, now I think Kingly's started to pull this gap. If somebody can let Kingly know just to just keep this gap around this, I'll happily keep broadcasting JR guys. Four tenths, 3 tenths. Not quite, maybe. Well, Ben takes a lot of outside apex. He's going to have a look with DRS. He's keeping it in standard. He's keeping it in medium ERS though, so it's a bit. I don't know, but it's calmed down a lot now. Since Alpha and Dragon Pro had their little skirmish, and everybody else sort of had their own little skirmishes as well. This race is finally calmed down, which is a good thing because I'm exhausted. But at the halfway stage, then your leader, ERL Dr. Vader, starts lap 9. Vader as well picks up another penalty. He picked up one earlier on in the race. But Chimera on the back of Kivar. Surely Kivar should just let Chimera go. Down the inside, Chimera locks up his brakes. And Kivar, though, he's had a look back. Will he use DRS? Will he actually try and make the move, or will he just play it smart? I think Kivar's just going to play it smart for this stage. He does, yes. So Kivar stays behind. Doesn't challenge him. Rogue Specs comes into the pits. He's gone onto the super soft tyres. That will be, I assume, to the end of the race. Bowman 6 tenths. Kivar, as we know, just been overtaken by Chimera. So I think right now he's just trying to consolidate his lead. Make sure that Vader doesn't jump him. And he can say that he's been the head man so far for ERL this race. Vader's been a good second so far most of the race. He's got the lead at the moment. That's only because of the pit stop for Chimera. And I think should be expecting him in possibly anytime soon now for a new set of super soft tyres, and that will lead him to the end of the race. Same with Toxic, same with Nico. They should all be moving on to a new set of tyres. See Bob Ben 4 tenths behind Kingly. Kingly gets a bit of oversteer. Nice see Ben gaining again. But again, not quite able to make the pass. He really should be using more ARS on that straight. He's got 60% worth. Yellow flag set to 2 and 3. Again, I don't know. I wonder if that's just a glitch or something, because nothing. Whenever we get a yellow flag, nothing's happening. So I think that's just Cody's being Cody's. Into the pit lane. What will be his second stop of the race. Kivar comes in as well. Kivar goes down to neutral entering the pit lane. Interesting. So yeah, Nico goes onto the super soft tyres. Good work from Kivar, making those ultras last for 13 laps. And it's another. It's the supers on Kivar. as well. Dopex is in. Kingley and Bobby Ben both stay out. It'll be interesting to see, actually, if and when if Nico and Kivar catch up to these two, whether they'll be so nice into give way or give these two a run for their money. To be honest, I'm expecting to give these two a run for their money moment. 16 to go then, as the race leader, ERL Dr. Vader, comes into the pit lane in his McLaren. Toxic Fusion crosses the line. He takes the lead, I believe, for the first time. Drays. This lead exiting the pit lane now. There goes Chimera. And he should be easily clear. He is of Kingley Diagram and Bobby Ben's battle for P4. Vader 2.5 seconds behind Chimera. Being on the super soft tyre as well, I think he's got a chance of catching him, you know. And I think these two could probably really go at it over this lead. I think there's still a race in this. Gap between Nico, Bobby Ben, and Kingley Diagram is starting to go down. Reese Simo comes into the pits. Goes into a new set of the super soft tyres. Keep an eye on Bobby Ben still, because he's 7 tenths behind Kingley Diagram. Still got that DRS. We've hit 19 viewers now. Welcome. Got the Ferrari just behind ERL Nico. Really starting to gain in now. A bit wide on the Ferrari. I'd like to apologise if you can hear an ice cream, man. It is literally only 9 degrees where I am. So, that's just annoying, frankly. So, Nico runs a bit wide. Here goes Kingley Diagram into the pit lane. Bobby Ben stays out. Bobby Ben gets the DRS, though. From Kingley, of course. He would have been in the DRS. Where the DRS section line. Here comes it. Here comes Nico. DRS. Holds to 7th gear. Shifts up to 8th. Goes down the inside to turn 3. Will he force out? No, he doesn't. He's a... And yep, so Nico goes through and takes the position away. Dragon Pro. As Dopex goes wide, and that's a free position there for Dragon Pro. He gets back up into the top 8. Pretty simple there. Vader. Well, we were saying about the fastest lap going. I was saying about the gap going as well. 1.1 seconds. Yeah, back in the second sector. Again, nothing happening. Dopex. And Dopex, actually, there was something happening. Span. Dopex here, running with ERL, has had just a couple of issues. And he spun it again. That ice cream ban is really loud. I'd like to genuinely apologise for that. As, yeah, Dopex comes into the pit lane now. The gap at the top, though, is half a second. We may be about to have the lead. Dr. Vader, 4 tenths behind ERL Chimera. Vader, one of the top guys in ERL's league. And now Vader with another fast lap, 1 minute 6.1. All over the back of the race leader. Getting a bit squirreling out of there. Now, it looks like he's probably going to have to wait until the second DRS zone. Sorry, the third. Down the way down to turn 4. Drops it down to low ERS. So I wonder if he's waiting. I wonder if he's waiting, or if he's been told to hold station. Bobby Ben comes into the pit lane. First King of the Iron back up in the P6. He looks like it's going to be a steadfast of that now. He looks like he's probably... that doesn't involve much change. The battle lead, though. 2 tenths of a second. between Chimera and Danny. Not Danny, Dr. Vader. It's been a long day. I've streamed 2 things. Vader runs very well out the final corner. Turns the ERS a bit back up there. Yellow flag in the second sector. Dragon Pro. Dragon Pro has retired. Rogue Specs has cleared Alpha. Alpha having a look. This has been a bad day for the JRT guys. Maybe they might regret before challenging somebody next time. I think Alpha's tyres are shot as well because he is oversteering like mad at the moment. And Vader, yes! Vader takes the lead. Apologies, I missed that. Yes, ERL Dr. Vader takes the lead. Going on to the super soft tyres was definitely the right strategy to do. Chimera led quite a lot of this race, but he now drops back down to second place. We'll see if Chimera stays behind Vader, or will he start attacking him? Looks like it's going to stay at the office lap. Yep, they do. Alpha and Specs still going at it over 9th and 10th. These guys might just be trying to provide the action away from the leaders. Specs has a go on Alpha. They get really close. But Specs retakes the position from Alpha. Just as I was mentioning about Alpha's tyres going off, looks like his tyres are at least somewhat working because he's still right there on the back of him. 9 to go. Soon to be 8. There you go. 8 to go here in Austria. It's been a fantastic race. I've barely stopped speaking. And again, more action. Alpha and Specs still going at it over P9. Maybe not the battle they wanted. Maybe these two wanted just a 1-2 for Mercedes and JRT. But right now, they haven't even got a guy in the top 5. Specs to the outside of Alpha. Alpha gives him a little shove. I'll tell you one thing I'm noticing. As King of the Diagram picks him another penalty of a second. Between these two, it's still not. Chimera hasn't exactly gone away from Vader. The gap is still 9/10 of a second. As yeah, if I sector 1 and 2, yep, that'll explain it. PLT Alpha and sorry, it's Rogue Specs and he's out. I think Rogue Alpha's took damage as well. Oh no, he's not. Well, all of this, it is currently. Out of 15, we have 10 left. 4 of those retirements have been JRT drivers. The only retirement on the ERL side, ERL Marvin. The top 5 is dominated by the ERL guys. This has been... No offense to JRT guys, because you guys have put on some fantastic racing. There's been a whitewash. As the yellow flag in the 3rd sector, I wonder that's Alpha again. Yeah, it is. Toxic Fusion just comes in the background. There's 1 for 2 seconds. Now in the lead. I'm getting quite tired. Now, I'm not going to lie. This has been a... Whew. a very, very eventful race. It's almost a relief. Well, it's not really a relief for me, but it is kind of a relief for me. This race has now started to calm down a bit because I am absolutely shattered. This has been brilliantly exhausting, this race so far. And with 6 to go, there could still be more action, but looking at the gaps, an accident or ERL decide to go just pit all of their drivers for the fun of it, then I don't see this race changing much further. So, still been an absolutely fantastic race. 5 to go. If you've been chatting most of the race, well done to you, because it's been brilliant. As PRT Alpha comes into the pit lane, it's just I don't know what to say, because he's just not been there. He's been in the walls a lot, and now he's having issues getting going out the pit lane. And Dopex, who is, I don't think even in the session anymore, is actually now in front of him. We've got ERL Vader here, your leader, from Key Mirror in second. Third, Toxic Fusion. Fourth, ERL Nico. Fifth is ERL Kivar. And I don't think there is any question to who's won this then. Because it is silently it is very likely over. I mean, I shouldn't really say that, but it is. Whew. Vader, a bit of a lock-up there in the front right. Nothing major. Nice gentle lock-up. We're just going to sit and watch Vader until something else appears. I'll maybe run through the order again towards the end of the race, but right now we're going to sit and admire the dominance of ERL this race. I think the only person I really haven't had to speak about this race is Toxic Fusion. I think he's the only guy who's really kept himself out of the walls, as Reese, Simo and Bobby Ben both get penalties. I think to tell you what, Toxic's been the only guy who hasn't either had an issue. I don't think he's even got a penalty. Might be wrong though. I think he might have got one earlier on, but I don't remember getting one recently. His Key Mirror picks some penalty. In fact, let me have a little nosy at the penalty situation right now then. So, Vader currently has 2. Key Mirror. Hang on a minute. We actually still have a race in our hands. Because Vader has 2 penalties. The Key Mirror only has 1. This race, the overall race itself, not the points, could still be decided on penalties. As PRT Alpha sets the fast lap of the race 155.852. The actual race itself could still be decided on penalties. Which, if you think about it, it's definitely, it's quite a lackluster ending to the race. The win is won by penalties, but it's still a very interesting development. And Vader, I think, might have heard that because he has put the hammer down. He's sending that gap back up to Key Mirror a bit. Or Key Mirror just had a bad lap. Not really sure. If I was Key Mirror, I'd try and keep himself within that gap. Do not let the gap go over 3 seconds. As ERL Nico comes into the pits, I assume he's the one who's taking the bait to stop JRT taking the fastest lap. Comes down now. That is Kingly Diagram. Nico is going. Kingly's there. These two are going to be really close on circuit. And Kingly's in front. So, the race we may not end on a boringness. Boringness? Don't know, that doesn't make English. So it looks like we will actually have a battle to end the race with them. Battle of 5th place, Kingley Diagram and Nico FR. Can Nico reclaim the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 domination that ERL has had for much of this race? Gap is 4 tenths between them. 3 tenths now. And you can see the distance between the two. Nico here right behind Kingley. They are very, very close. Down now. Kingley has a little lock up. Nico right to the back. Uses DRS. Pulls out to the inside. Alpha with the fast. Nico retakes the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for ERL. There is breaking over Ministry. Kingley does not go for the move, and I don't think on a DRS, not with that much straight anyway, that Kingley will be able to get that move back. I think that is now set in stone, that position. It has been, though, a very action-packed race. In fact, I've just realised we're actually on the last lap. That's all I've been paying attention. We're on the final lap. Gap is still 2.2 seconds. I have not seen another penalty appear for Key Mirror as of yet. I'm going to keep an eye on Nico, actually, because I think he's on his fast lap attempt. Here, into the last corner, rounding the final corner now. This up on the curb, up and over the line. 1 minute 5.7. Nico takes it back for ERL. But Vader, entering now the final sector, he has played the strategy to a T. He has been absolutely fantastic this race. Entering the penultimate last corner now. Rounding the final corner. ERL Dr. Vader brings home the victory for ERL. He has a little axe over the line. But he won't be your winner. Your winner will be ERL King Mirror on penalties. Toxic Fusion locks out the podium. VRL. Kivar will come home in P4. Across the line goes Kivar. Nico across the line as well. There's your 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 locked out. Kimura becomes the highest placed JRT driver. Bobby Ben comes home 7th. 8th will be Reese Simo. And, well, there it is. Over the line now, Reese Simo. There it is. Well, it took place. It was good. The racing was fantastic throughout. I've just had a text. Yep. So apparently I'm supposed to do interviews, so I need to invite some people apparently. So I'm gonna get in the top 3 ERL lads. I'm going to get him in. Going to do some nice little interviews with him. Have a little chat. And then that'll be all, lads. I might see if any of the JRT guys want to join as well. But we're going to get everybody in for some cheeky podiums.